All right, we have our map pens ready. Let's put them up on the screen for you guys. 7 maps, 6 down, and 1 to go. Villa.
Villa? Clubhouse?
Clubhouse, there
Here
it
we
is.
go, here we go.
It's like a speed test there. Guts gonna ban out Consulate, QConfirm, removing Villa. Again, QConfirm played Villa last Playday against Fav. I don't know how much they showed from their repertoire to be able to kind of think, okay, maybe this is the best decision for today. But Guts played Norengo on Clubhouse last Playday. You guys think that this is the right decision to go for?
I don't know. Both these teams have had like decent performances on Clubhouse, like you mentioned there with Guts 7-2 over Nora. They look so strong, especially on their cash attacks. We also saw QC take down Electrify 7-4, but also not long before Guts' game against Norengo, they got dumpstered by Giants on this map. It admittedly is one of Giants' best maps, 7-1, and these guys have also beat Xavier. So overall, I would say mixed results. I can also dig back deeper into the Japanese Pro League, where it wasn't necessarily their best map. They lost it to Nora and drew with Nora, but honestly, Guts look like a completely different team now compared to what they were during the Pro League season, so I wouldn't count them out.
Let's take a look at the socials real quick and get ready for our matchup. Guts at 79% to QConfirm's 21. Japanese fans definitely showing up today in this Japan versus Thailand matchup. But it's time for us to kick it to match. Alex, scoreline, what do you think this is going to be?
Oh, scoreline. I'm gonna say a 7-4 to Guts. It's Clubhouse. 7-4 is the scoreline.
James, numbers?
I want to have some faith here in QConfirm. I'm going to go 7-5, or no, I'm going to go 8-6 to QConfirm.
All right, let's bring it off to our casters. QConfirm versus Guts. All yours.
Now, I had a feeling, I had a gut feeling that QConfirm was going to win. But Jess, are you okay? You seem to be dropping down a bit.
I'm in Australia. Everything's upside down over here. So usually what we do is we just flip it around and
okay. There we go. You're back here.
I'm so sorry. Generally production flips me around so that you don't know I'm from Australia, but we are back. APAC now, and at least I'm the right way up, at least now. And for EU, they flip me the other way around. Don't worry. We work it out each week.
All right, well, glad to see you back so the blood doesn't go down into your head all that much, so you can at least think a little bit, because we're going to need that brain power of yours to, break down Clubhouse as a whole. It's going to be QConfirm to go up against Guts, and, we saw QConfirm last week with a pretty decisive victory.
Oh, I'm really excited for this matchup, especially on Clubhouse. We often say that Clubhouse is one of those maps where you can really find out how good a team is on the attack specifically. It takes a lot of tacticalness, and one PC crash. No! Oh my gosh. I hope I'm the right way up this time when they come back to us, you know what I mean? I hope that it just sort of...
Would be good. They might be doing the ban first. I'm not sure if they will. It doesn't look like it. All right. Well, anyway, QConfirm going up against Guts. Now, the bans are happening anyway, so we can at least talk about that when the PC is being rebooted. So that's going to be saving us some small time.
A Thatcher ban, maybe?
Yeah.
Are they going to double up?
Could go for Capitao as well. Not too sure yet.
I think the big thing about banning... Okay, the big thing about banning both a Thatcher and a Maverick on a map like Clubhouse specifically is that it automatically makes the attack one-dimensional in nature. You either bring a Carly or you either go underneath. You really have no other options. With a Maverick, you'll see teams be able to get walls open very quickly. But of course, the Monty ban has been a favorite for APAC over the past few weeks, so not a surprise to see that go out as well.
Indeed, and now the Valkyrie to be removed as well. Of course, lends a lot of information to that defending team, and Guts starting out on the attack. They do not want to deal with the aggression that QConfirm can bring, because we saw quite some examples of that the last week around. And well, Guts, they are currently seeded second, I believe, in APAC, especially after the first phase. And as the pulse is getting removed, that must be a comforter counterban against any of these QConfirm players or Guts gaming players.
No Echo ban. No Mirror ban. No Wamai ban.
Okay,
there is
interesting.
so much in play for this matchup. I'm like sitting here like one of those evil people that like rubs their heads going, this is going to be the best matchup ever. And if you're a defender and you lose a pulse, I feel like that's okay because, okay, you could have someone playing in blue, below, feeding intel. You could have someone below an armory. But if you don't attack those sites or those areas and the pulse becomes negated anyway, he doesn't always work on a lot of other sites as well, bedroom, etc. You can open up beneath and get rid of him really quickly. So I think those bans are very specific. We see them a lot as well, especially in APAC, so it's not a surprise. But I also think there's other operators in play now, which 200 IQ, I reckon.
Definitely, like having the Echo and Mirror available, why would you run a Pulse to start off with, right? Because both these operators also have the ability to share the information, pass it through. And you could say that Echo not as vulnerable when he uses his gadget as the Pulse would be, especially with an IQ on the board. Just gonna get some taps through the floorboard. It's gonna get your head removed if you're the Pulse. You gotta be careful with that one. We saw it yesterday in EUL where just a quick tap from Veto removed one of the Pulse out of the game. So
do you think they're going to run an IQ now? Because Echo's back in play, and for those who are not aware, obviously he's not auto banned anymore, so these players can play him. And since you just saw the bans, he's not going to be banned out either. Do they bring an IQ? Because remember now, there's a Thatcher in play.
Yeah, so the Valkyrie has been banned, and normally it's either Valkyrie or Echo you bring your IQ for, right? Because it's a pain in the ass to deal with these gadgets if you don't know where they are, because the black guys can literally be anywhere on the map. So the sensor helps in that. That one has been banned, so it really will depend, I think, on whether or not the Echo is going to be a pain to play with or play against, whether or not we're going to see the IQ come into play. I mean, if the Echo is going to get picked without even the 6 pick to come in, like just straight up being brought and just not hiding the fact, then I think we will see a 6 pick to IQ if it's not there yet. But otherwise it will depend on, you know, if they 6 pick it in but not the IQ, how much of a difference had the Echo made, whether or not they go for the IQ or not.
They don't have the Valkyrie, and so someone like me thinks to myself, okay, you could have Evil Eyes in Garage, for example. If we're talking about CC hold here specifically, I think Garage is one of those areas where you can hide yokais everywhere on the roof, right? So it's going to be really hard to spot a yokai in that area, and Garage is already a really hard space to take on the specific map. So I don't know whether we're going to be sitting here going, okay, if you don't bring an IQ, is it a detriment? And if we were to bring up the 5 operators hat, let's think about it. You're going to bring like an Ash or Sophie, you're going to bring Soft Breach, right? So that's already one gone. Okay, let's say you bring an IQ as well. Okay, that's the second operator gone. Then you need to bring a hard breach of some kind, and a lot of people run double. None of them were banned. So let's say you bring Habana Thermite, you bring them both. Now you need to bring a counter to the wall denial Thatcher. What other lineup can you run?
What other well, I mean, we're most likely going to be at least seeing some alternations to the lineup to come in, because, you know, it's still APAC, and throughout this season we haven't seen the same 5 operators being brought every single round, meaning we will see some changes, but definitely. Okay, we're going straight up to exactly what you said right here.
Oh, I almost called it. Maybe there'll be a 6 pick, and I'll be absolutely correct. The sledge coming into play, not a surprise, because actually this is really good. They're going downstairs, so they'll need that soft breach, and the grenades are going to be handy as the soft breach I was saying before. So really good set of lineup here, but no Echo coming out from QConfirm. And I would have thought that this would be a site where Echo might reign supreme. I mean, on most sites, you can get away with a pretty good Echo. So there we go. Kaid in play as well. Not really going to do much because you've got EMPs in hand. So yeah, overall, not a bad lineup for both teams.
Definitely not, but you still get to keep in mind there's 6 pieces that will be able to deny breaching or utility gain or information gain, right? Because we have these 4 Mew Gemmers that can block out these drones and just slow down the drone flood every now and then. Because, like, how many times do you see, like, as soon as a Mew Gemmer gets popped, there's like 3 or 4 drones instantly going through that one doorway, trying to get as much information as they possibly can. Like the floodgates have opened and they all come through. They have to deal with that as well, and if you place them well, it's going to be hard. You have to actually expose yourself massively if you want to be able to shoot that. So you want to use some of your EMPs for that as well, as to take down the electric. So yes, they have it, and it will primarily be used on actually making sure that the hatches will be opened up. But look at the ADSs in blue. If there is no, let's say, if there is no electric claw right there, most likely non-EMP to be instantly used.
That's very true, and I often criticize teams that don't just throw an EMP above and completely destroy any ADSs that sit there, because you can clear blue really effectively by doing it. But I just want to point out, look at Producer Boom. He has barbed wire instead of a C4. I mean, I don't know what that's about. Maybe because the rest of the team, you know, if you bring a Rook, obviously you're not going to be able to have the utility you want. You want to be able to impact trick as well. So that's very likely why they brought him. But no C4, you've only got one on the entire lineup, and you don't have a smoke for plant denial. So this is a lot of investment in getting early kills, I think.
Definitely looks like it. And this is also the fact right here. You see the Kaid will be tricking with the Electroclaw. And they will force Crazy Papillon to use 2 of his EMPs to actually make sure the hatch gets open. One to destroy it, and one to make sure that the Electroclaw does not pop right before the Exothermic or X-Kairos will go off. There you see one being tossed in, JJ planting. And the second one will follow as, well, there he goes. An Electroclaw will be tossed in, but he will be taken down by the EMP beforehand. The breach comes through. If I say that, they actually used all 3 of the EMPs in that hatch. So that's everything gone. And still one Electroclaw left, I believe, on the likes of Producer Boom. There we go.
This is what happens when teams play without a Thatcher for so long, is they just forget fundamentals with him. You just never use all 3 EMPs on one hatch. You never need to. In fact, for the most part, you only need to throw 2 in a row in order to be able to stop a Kaid tricks. That was really sloppy from the attackers there of Guts.
They, of course, can still open up the hatch if they place the next Exothermic next to the hatch instead of right on top of it. Gotta make sure to not open everything up, though. In the meantime, like Coles, we'll be getting 1 frag and trying to put down some shots into JJ, who gets the Exothermic down. So at least they managed to open up that hatch as well. Look at the damage into healthcare. Rarity alive. But Guts Gaming, they still managed to open up the 2 hatches they would like to have opened up. I'm just wondering what the Hibana did so far this round.
I have not heard any X-Kairos go off, so
3.
I don't know where... Well, there you go. That would explain it. And I don't know what happened there for the hatch as well. They shouldn't have been able to open that up. But why does Light drop? Oh, he's doing a corner plant. This is perfect. They can throw impacts to counter him, but Producer Boom will pop off some shots to counter that himself. No proper cover means that defuse is done without any impact.
There's nothing they can do right here. Grenade will be caught by the Wamai charge, actually doing a bit of damage into Lily himself, and they're slowly moving in from Church right here. There's no other option, really. They need to go for the kills, but there's barely any time left, and as JJ picks up Hajime, his Yura to go down. It's only up to him and Lily now. Well, he's not going to be able to find any kills of himself as well. It's going to QConfirm that we'll be able to pick up the first round after, well, it was basically Guts that were struggling with using their utility the right way on denying these Electroclaws and opening up these hatches. A Hibana could have done both of those if they were a bit more careful with their with the utility.
I was really confused because both teams made big mistakes that round. Obviously, Producer Boom they had the impacts there in Armory to be able to deal with anything that popped up, you know what I mean, if they want to impact trick X-Kairos, but they also had the Thermite charge on the soft floor, you know, right next to it, and he could have thrown 2 impacts and destroyed that as JJ was placing it down. So I know he was being pressured vertically, but you could do that from a very long angle, very far away. So a little bit of mistakes from both the attackers with the utility and the defenders, but it led off to running out of enough time to being able to execute and executing poorly with bad positioning. So Guts now need to be a little bit more prepared as we go up into CCTV, and we'll see how they do this garage control. We said no echo before, but I said if you throw a yokai in garage, it's very difficult to spot. And, well, look at the attackers. There's no IQ.
There's no IQ indeed. Now they will have to deal with the yokais of healthcare if they want to get that plan down. Very synchronized reinforcement right there, like Colas and healthcare, the true sign of teamwork coming through. Teamwork makes the dream work. And as the yokais are being placed, it looks like one is being hidden downstairs. I'm not sure as of why yet.
5 seconds to go.
It's going to be hidden in blue. Might be to get some information whether or not an attacker is actually going to be coming from that side, because you often see when they're playing here, someone will be sneaking up these new blue stairs. Most likely a Sophia. Just pop up that double impact to remove anybody that could be tricking there.
I think that's absolutely why. Maybe they'll come through dirt. Maybe they'll come through, I mean, another side of the map. Generally, dirt is where you'll see them, and it doesn't always happen, but that's a very specific yoka, like you said, so it's got to be for some intel of some kind. It would take a very long time to rotate that back up to site, so they've got to be careful with that one. but it looks like they'll focus on the CCTV wall first. And finally, we hear a couple of X-Kyros expended by Light. That should open up the garage angle. And, well, now Guts. Surely they know how to tackle this site. It's a very popular site for a lot of players, a lot of teams around the world, so you expect this to be something that everyone's ready for.
Definitely, it's the angle that basically always gets used, and there an EP comes into the perfect time, and JJ will be able to get that one down. The stuns or concussions of Yura also to come in will deny Producer Boom from any opportunity of actually trying to trick that wall, meaning it has been opened up and JJ can vacate himself towards the other side of the building. Instead, drops the defuse down to Lily and might think about opening up into the garage. Well, I'm not really sure what he's doing here. Oh wait, he used both of his exothermics, so one got tricked.
Oh no, that's going to limit them from being able to get the crossfire onto both sides, as a lot of players tend to do. As a result, literally taking the diffuser probably wasn't the right decision, and maybe they're hoping an overwhelming of cash and, well, CCTV and garage would take away the attention of the defenders and they could just get a plant off, or they're hoping to use the last two X-Kyros on the wall, but with possible impact tricking, not able to. There's no impacts on the defenders. Maybe it'll C4, will sail over top, but that's a dangerous thing to commit to with a minute left.
Definitely is. Yura right now trying to go aggressive, but as he spots one out, he's already long gone by the time he moves in. A bit of damage done. 55 seconds, they need to rethink their approach, and just purely plateau is not going to be helping them enough. Also, the yokai drones are in position to stop an eventual plant to come in. The complete A bomb site has been vacated by the likes of QConfirm. Because Guts Gaming only now just starts opening up the construction wall right here, as you just saw. Means that the execute isn't fully set up yet, and that gives some room to QConfirm. However, Light is going to be the one that gets the first kill. It's Hashime to be picked up, most likely through that drone hole. It's going to be turning it into a one-man advantage for Guts Gaming. If they manage to get some trades out here, could be a very successful round for them, but they still have these long angles to deal with. Yura, however, is going to be walking in, picks up one kill before being killed himself. Flashbangs are now raining in, and all the side control is there. Guts Gaming are present. Producer Boom will respond with a C4 of himself, though his healthcare will be missing some important shots into light, but I don't think they realized it right there. And QConfirm, they get them down onto the planter. Didn't you see that happen? It was the Echo. Instead of going for the kill on Light, I believe he hit one or two shots into the wall, which went through, knocked down that the planter into the DBNO state, and win the round as a result of that.
I actually thought they had won that round just purely out of the fact that the timer and they were able to get that last kill, but I think what he was trying to do was shoot the player in CCTV who, unknowing to the player who was planting behind him in the soft wall, it actually went through and killed the planter. What a stage of events for that to go through in order for that to happen. They actually would have won that round had he have planted in a safer position. That's a big upset there for Guts. They did leave it down to the last 15 seconds to execute, and that's what happens. You risk not being able to get the plant off, and well, Guts suffered the consequences as a result.
That is indeed the issue we have basically brought up multiple times. If you manage to execute with about 20 seconds left on the clock, get inside and go for that plant, if you get downed or killed, you still have some time to get a body on that diffuser and retry it again. But if you're doing it with the timer already run out and you start planting, you gotta make sure that your cover is right. And that gunfight going the way it did right there, basically lost him the round right there. He just had to body block the diffuser planter. That's all he had to do. If he stood in front of it, it would have been a one round. That's how simple it can be sometimes. But QConfirm, able to get the second one on the board. Right now, we'll be putting a bit of an expansion into CCTV cache to hold gym bedroom, which is not too uncommon.
Yeah, this is pretty meta for most teams these days. If you want to do an extended upstairs hold of gym bedroom, you'll extend over into cache, and a lot of people try and trick the walls these days. They try and reinforce, box themselves into cache with a line of sight through the construction wall over onto bedroom, and they haven't made it yet, but of course, give Hajime time and he'll be able to set everything up with his shotgun. He's got a big job to do, as most support players do, and this means that healthcare is going to be imperative. He has, inside of Goldbar's a little secret stash area, he has a mirror. And that means he'll be able to hold that on his own, but if anyone pressures him from the logistics hatch, he could die very quickly.
A bomb has been located.
Could definitely die quickly. Has to make sure to not be pressured. Is it open already? Just
Yeah.
they opened that themselves, or was that's probably Lily that just went upstairs and just quickly sledgehammered it. And also, Jacuzzi wall already opened up within a minute. It's super fast what
As
Guts
well as
Gaming is doing
CC.
here, as well as CC. So they're definitely putting down the gas pedal here.
I think they heard me and they went, yeah, 15 seconds, we got you, Jess. We need to be quicker. Zoom, zoom, every wall open. Makes absolute sense. They've been able to speed this up exponentially, but look at this. It's almost a 5-man push into cash. If Hajime can read into this very well, he might net himself a couple of kills. And Funlex comes out and gets crazy himself. Healthcare will get one onto Light. And this 5-man rush into cash really didn't work out for them, but Yura finally trades. And this is not the round the Guts were looking for.
It's definitely not the round they are looking for, but it's not over yet. C4 being tossed in, but it seems to be pre-placed, waiting for someone to walk in. The drone will spot that, though. There is 70 seconds left on the clock. The sledge right now will be opening up some extra lines aside, and Hajime is kind of stuck in his position right here on top of this table on cash. At least he has some money to go with. Oh, there we go. C4 already gone. Will not be detonating whatsoever. He's just waiting for the pushes to come through right now, but he shouldn't be peeking like that because Yura was holding it. All he had to do was just stay alive, tuck himself into that corner a bit more. It would have been totally safe. Totally fine for the rest of QConfirm, but now we find ourselves in a 3-on-3 with 40 seconds left. And just quickly, Jazz, what can they still do to make this work on the side of QConfirm?
I mean, QConfirm has 2 C4s. They've got mirrors still up. They've got everyone in really key places. I mean, Jacuzzi wall's open, but none of the attackers are there to be able to aggress upon it. So this does seem rather one-dimensional, but Guts has the diffuser over in construction. They could do it behind the bomb plant as no one's playing that logistics mirror. But they need to get rid of healthcare here, and all it requires is a window play here.
Well, that's what you think. He's playing behind that shield, of course, has the opportunity to try and cancel this one. This is a dangerous one, though. Producer Boom here's the splint to go down. He must be covering, and they do. He falls down the hedge. Down he goes. It's only up to Lycolis now in a 1-3 post-splint situation. People are outside on the windows. He will pick up one to start off with, though. It's a very strong start. The last two are finding themselves onto the balcony right here. He needs to find both kills if he wants to get this defuse down, because there's no way they would let him get away with it with a long arm or anything like that, as he's just too exposed in his current position. Reloading. Jumping around the mattress right here. Knows that they are on these windows and will decide to go for a little bit of a bait, maybe with that defuse. It's going to be heard. Flashbang pulled out by JJ, but he decides to stick it. And as he goes off, he will be taken down by JJ. Guts Gaming, they will be able to pick up one round here onto the bedroom and put themselves up 2-1. As, well, nothing really QConfirm could do as soon as 2 members fell.
I'm actually surprised that they decided to rotate the plant outside to gym, because they effectively had a bandit. Okay, the bandit had a shotgun, but even at that range, you'll be able to hit that shot from that far. And what really went downhill was the bandit thought someone was out on Jacuzzi. It was almost like this perceived pressure that someone was out there about to run in. In fact, no one was there. So I think there was a little bit of miscommunication from some of the defenders who had already died to certain operators. Maybe they had no idea about the exact positioning of the attackers. So when it came down to that last second execute, the bandit could have stopped it. Wasn't aware, maybe couldn't hear everything appropriately when shots were firing off, but all came down to the bandit play there, who wasn't able to deny the window jump in.
All right. Indeed, couldn't deny it. Of course, had that shotgun and the plant was going down behind the weights. So you don't want to, use your pellets on that one, because you're not going to be able to get the kill down. Going to need a couple of more than one, just one pellet to get that kill.
They could have gone below with a C4 as well, Hap. I mean, 2 of them had C4s, and when you're up against the 3v3, in that situation where you have 2 C4 in a tiny room, you guys can see Jim. Just let one person go down and toss a C4 and keep 2 people upstairs.
C4. He has the C4 and the shotgun, like double the reason to go downstairs, right? Because the floor is destructible there, so you could just shoot it a little bit there, get some kills in. Oh well. Oh, Fnatic is on the screen right now. What does he say?
Wow. They said they're going through a tough time right now, but they're really happy about the fans truly coming in, and that when they finally move to Asia, things will start to pick up for them, and they appreciate everyone's support. So that's a really nice message for their fans there. Love to see it. But Fnatic aren't on the screen yet. They'll be joining us very shortly. And we've got Guts Gaming QConfirm here. Close game thus far, but not quite as convincing from Guts as we've seen them previously on their attacks in other maps. I mean, I can think back to you know, the aways that I always criticize them for not planting enough, and these days they've been focusing on plants heavily. It was the same with Cyclops. I criticized them as well. So we just need to see them speed things up and not get stalled out mid-round.
Again, QConfirm will decide to go to this top floor onto gym bedroom, which is maybe a bit strange considering the fact that they're allowed to go up to Church Arsenal again, but they will decide not to. And Jura right here will be the one sneaking around in lounge and VIP, going up these stairs to hopefully get someone in the back. Flashbang's coming in. He made some sound though, but Light's going to be able to get the first kill to Hashime. That is going to be that player in CCTV cache removed. Full control now for Guts Gaming, especially with these drones to come in. They're going to be aware of the fact it's safe. Still a set of Excaros to be used, however, to create an extra line of sight. It could only be good though for QConfirm, as that means that set of Excaros is not going to be used elsewhere. And one exothermic left as well on the likes of JJ. I believe he might have opened up already onto that jacuzzi wall. If that's the case, then that explains the one exothermic use. And look at Funlex here, going up for the flank. This could be a very big one as he rotated up from oil pit. Now slowly making his way to that window. He doesn't want to make any sound. You can see it in the way he moves. Crouch walking, holding his alt or walk button, and aiming down the sights. The way you make the least amount of sound in this game. And he's going to be waiting until the moment the execute happens.
Generally, what you'll have is someone staying out on platform to stop this window peek. He'll either go for a window peek or a flank into construction, and that construction push is what he's after. But where is the flank drone? We've seen Guts struggle with their flank drones so far, and their droning in total. There's one kill. He should get another, and he does. And wow, QConfirm firing up here. It's all up to Euro and Crazy Papillon now, but this is what we said before. You cannot be bad with your droning. You also can't be bad with your flank hold, especially if you're not going to, you know, have a nomad, you're not going to have a gridlock. You need someone to actively watch it or a drone, and they have neither now.
Yeah, and that means it's all up left to Euro now. Now is aware of the fact that a flank might be coming through, and he's going to get wall banged out of oblivion. Funlex spotted him out right there, just uses that 416 carbine to get a couple of shots in. Manages to get the down and the kills confirmed, and with that QConfirm, they will have the round confirmed to themselves. And this is how a simple flank can completely mess up your entire setup of the attack. And this is where you have claymores, flank drones, or a flank watch, nomad, or a gridlock, as you said before. Plenty of ways to deal with it. So far, they're not making a change to the setup yet, so we might get a flank watch actually.
It surprises me because yes, you need to take cash. Yes, you need to open platform, CCTV wall in order to be able to do it. But you need someone there or something there to dissuade people from coming to peek the CC window or flank as a whole. Now, they didn't have any of that. And it's almost as if they ignored it completely once they'd taken it, as if, you know, it was a no-go zone for the defenders. So I think now for QConfirm, they can feel confident in the fact that those flanks are the huge weakness here for Guts, and they can take full advantage of it.
Definitely could take some good advantage of this one. And here we go. Again, that flank to come in. One into the Hibana, then quickly flick over to that Termite. Both Heartbreachers taken out by the Jaeger. After that, of course, he still had the last kill to Yura. But it was already done for Guts Gaming after that one. And right now, QConfirm. They know they have the opportunity to bring this up to another 2 rounds because they have both Church and CCTV available to them. Both at one. Well, I mean, Church not. CCTV not that very convincing with the wall bang in the end, but there's definitely.
I don't think it was meant though. Like that's the thing is that it wasn't meant to deny the plan. It was meant to kill the CC player. So I think Guts had that in the pocket. It's just you have those moments where unfortunate things happen and you can't really get around it. And now that we're going downstairs, we've got the Kaid again. Producer Boom will very likely attempt to Kaid trick the moto hatch, and he'll throw his last one on the kitchen hatch. And we saw before the way that they countered that was JJ put a exothermic next to it. Easily counterable here from QConfirm. So I want to see them do the basics. I want to see them do the fundamentals. And if they can get that right, they'll stall Guts out the entire round.
Definitely have the opportunity to, like Colas here. Not Funlex this time on the Jaeger. He's playing aggressive on these stairs. He's going to get droned out by Crazy Papillon, but will be responding, and instead of falling back, he will go a bit more aggressive. Just in case someone was there to follow up on that information that they just got. Will not be the case. So Lily will start to open things up, and it's basically basically disallowing like calls. Oh no, that's surely gonna get tricked. Yes, it does. It's the electric clock that kept. Oh, that was actually perfect timing. I was gonna say, like, did he just took it off a bit too early? But no, he did not. Managed to get one X-Kairos tricked, and not a single EMP was used to try and help with that. Now they do it, meaning only one EMP is left on Crazy Papillon. We still have some U-Gemmers and other utility to deal with as well.
Well, they're going to be able to get Kitchen Hatch at least unelectrified, but can they get it open as well? You can see Crazy Papillon standing at kitchen window. He'll need to toss in the last EMP, but he wants to time it correctly. He wants to make sure that no one's going to be there to counter him and his hard-breaching teammate of Light. Very dangerous what Light is doing now. He is the one that needs to be able to open the hatch, and they're going to coordinate this the best they can. Lily's going to have to watch the vertical. Light is going to have to time his X-Kairos, and the EMP will have to come down perfectly. And no? Goodbye?
No, they're going for the church wall. Church wall. They're going to be opening up church wall for sure. It has to be.
There you go. The rotate's being called.
Yeah, there we go, because now the EMP comes out. Oh no, it got stuck. Is that going to be actually reaching it? Yes, it does. Okay, so at least they managed to get the Mewjammer out. But there's another one there under the dartboard. They need to move it up to the left side. But now the electric claw has been used, and it's not going to be opening up whatsoever. They failed it right there due to the magnet being present. And Euro will drop, meaning that in the last 20 seconds, they will have to force themselves through choke points again. Guts Gaming, they have proven in the past they managed to actually get these kind of kills in time and time again, but can they do it again? Lily start things off. We'll be getting one kill to start. JJ in the meantime getting that plant through and completely Guts Gaming shutting out the likes of QConfirm. But are they going to be able to respond? The team kill with the grenade is going to be starting things off for QConfirm, and so will Producer. Boom. It's a 1-on-2 situation now. It's the TCSG on the Kaid to go up against the Termite, go up against the Sledge, who are both around in the same corner, northeastern side of the Arsenal right here. Spots out one player, but can't quite hit the feet yet. And thus will be taken care of by JJ, who was playing in that corner. And with that, Guts Gaming will still manage to get the round due to just a perfect snap of their fingers, even though when the plan failed.
It shocks me that QConfirm, I asked them to do well with their fundamentals. They did. They did really well with the Kaid. They did really well with trying to deny as much as they could. The only thing that really got opened was the Moto hatch. And they did everything so well, and they couldn't hold it until the end. I don't know what it is. It's almost as if they're not watching their intel, they're not communicating effectively. The sledge into Armory, that should have been called instantly. Every player above tier 3 knows that if they sledge into Armory, that's where the plant will either go down or that's where someone is entering. 9 times out of 10, you can reinforce one of the walls, but it won't stop them in their totality of getting access to Armory. So you need to counter it. They didn't have the people there for it, and they were all so focused on the Moto push that they gave up realizing that the hallway was a key part of that rotate cut. So I don't know what it was there, maybe a lack of communication, but QConfirm should have won that round. So Guts, they're getting lucky here on a couple of these rounds.
Definitely, like, you could just, as soon as that wall remained closed, right, because you're the last EMP go down, you knew, okay, there's no way they can breach this anymore. All we have to do is watch the motorcycle door, and with that, they wouldn't be able to do anything, make anything happen. At least not for there, and that is the only opportunity they'll have left. Go through that hallway, sledge yourself into Armory, get the plan down, and this is exactly what happened there, but nobody was watching that. Everybody was aware of the fact that it might be coming church, but, well, joke's on them. Guts Gaming decided not to.
Well, we've got another Yokai on the board and no IQ to complement. In fact, Guts haven't changed their attacking lineup at all. They're going to stick to what they know, and fair enough if you've cracked with this, we've scrimmed with this, you want to stick to everything that works and that you're very comfortable with. But I argue if that Guts get close enough to a execute this time, we saw them last time open up both walls and become very close to getting that execute down. Unfortunately, a little bit of a wall bang there, but had Yokais been in play and had the Echo actually used his Yokais, the plant simply wouldn't have gone down. So they need to be careful about this.
They do need to be careful here indeed. The Yokais are available, yet again, not an IQ to be brought by Guts Gaming, and it looks like the trick is not going to be coming through because the wrong wall was chosen by Producer. Boom. With that, right now, they managed to open up CC, even though, Well, Producer Boom was allowed to be tricking due to the shield. Shield didn't block off the concussions of Zofia. It's been portrayed in the Reaper video as well, of course, and because of that he was allowed to trick, but he got the wrong wall, and as a result they still managed to open it up.
Well, now they're going to rotate over to construction. I mean, this is all by the book. This is the checklist for Guts. Let's open CCTV. Let's go rotate over to construction, open construction. Then let's try and get a plant down in construction whilst we hold the rotate from garage, from platform. This is all pretty clinical, all pretty meta. However, what stops them from doing this oftentimes is the ability for them to be able to stop anyone from opening construction wall that is currently being smoked. With grenades, it shouldn't be a problem. I don't see any ADSs to stop it either, so this should get open pretty quickly.
I kind of like how they're using these smokes, though, to push out a player like JJ to make sure he wasn't going to be able to place it down. And right here, a grenade is being cooked, but it will be too far. Will not be getting the kill to Producer Boom whatsoever, but for some reason, he decides to go away, runs right into the grenade, gets picked up, and Crazy Papillon will follow up for the kill onto Hajime as well. And Guts Gaming able to suddenly find themselves 2 kills, or well, 1 kill and a down. But now out here, also a lot of information found. Phoenix will then also fall as just effectively Lycolis and Healthcare left. And Lycolis will start things off as a result. He finds himself all alone right now together with his teammate. And it is going to be Guts Gaming right here that will win yet another round. They'll be able to bring it up to 3-3, which is going to be a very good half for them, especially the way it looked in the first 4 rounds.
This is much better from Guts. I mean, okay, that's the end of the first half. It took them all of the first half to work out that they needed to speed things up, that they needed to deal with their utility better, they needed to conserve it better, and they did. And it's great that obviously they're adapting, they're learning. It took a while, and they've been able to 3-3 it up, which, like you said, when you're on attack is very important on Clubhouse. But, I mean, we've seen QConfirm on their attacks do some amazing things. They've been really good with it, and sometimes they're hit and miss, so I'm interested to see how they go about it. And they're going to run the exact same lineup that Guts ran on attack. It's almost mirror image here. We see a little bit of a difference for Guts here. You know, they got the castle, they got the Mozzie. I'm wondering if this might be a SSG roam. Given what they've got in their setup there, I would say it's probably very likely.
Definitely looks like it, indeed. And JJ, first thing he does, put down that bulletproof camp. Then most likely will be running upstairs to get his castle barricades in check and potentially make some rotations as well. Oh, no. Putting his reinforcements upstairs. I mean, this could still be the SSG strat because other people could be reinforcing what's necessary on the top floor. He's making us wait for it, though. He's letting us wait in anticipation to see whether or not we see the SSG strat come in. However, we also know that in APAC North, teams are pretty sufficient in countering it by just rushing the side for blue.
5 seconds to insertion.
It happened multiple times.
Xavier that was able to counter it last time? I think I remember Xavier being the team that just went, we don't care about your SSG roam. We're going straight to site. We're sick of it. Here we go. And I think for Guts, they need to be very careful that they can respond really quickly to that kind of counter. And you can see QC now setting up. I think they'll do a clear. QConfirm, you know, sort of remind me or give me the vibe that they're a kind of team that would want to clear those kind of roamers. And with those drones coming out.
What are you doing?
What? Sir?
He's literally pre-firing the window, and you're deciding to try and go challenge it, but with your gun down even, just running in right there, right into the, well, just trace of bullets going out from Lycolis. He picks you up, and there's the entry given away, and with that, the complete eastern side. This will basically set them up perfectly if they want to go for a side rush and overwhelm them, because only Crazy Papillon on that top floor is not going to be able to stop them.
This is a really weird, unorthodox version of the SSG roam, and JJ gets picked off as well. And, well, Lily's going to have to go back to side because a 3v5 is not exactly what you want to be going against. And I think, is Crazy Papillon still, he's still upstairs. He could be the playmaker here for Guts, but he's going to have to put a few kills on the board to do it or stall out a heck of a lot of time because QConfirm have been gifted this round.
Definitely looks like it, and gotta keep in mind they're already all downstairs on blue and all entering from oil pit, etc. But in the meantime, you see the flank from Crazy Papillon to come in. Will be drawing things back up as he takes down Funlex. Is aware of the fact that someone could potentially show up from the top floor, but he will decide now to, well, stay around and be active in this area. Sees the pistol right there, the black eyes. the MK9, I believe. Maybe thought about picking it up right there, but other B12, I must say. Of course, you cannot do that here. And now we're starting to stall. With 1 minute left, grenades starting to drop in, but QConfirm, they kind of gave it away due to a bit of mismanagement.
Hajimi's actually crouch walking through the hallway, and that's an easy kill onto Lily. And now they have church control, easy plan here for the attackers. Spot out blue control as well, and it's all up to Light. He has no smoke babes in his pocket, and he's going to have to clutch this one out, but he can't even land a kill. And what looked like it started off as a QConfirm round, then suddenly flew back into the hands of Guts, and then flew straight back into the hands of QConfirm on the back of Hajimi. That's a crazy round because, I didn't even know which way it was going to go from start to finish.
I mean, if you see that kill onto the Jaeger come in that early, you're going to be thinking, that's an unlucky start of a round. I don't think you can put it another way. I don't know if he tried to challenge it. The drone came in from that side. You can expect someone to be in the window, especially with the place where you have been spotted out. So the only logical thing I would be able to imagine is, I'm going to try and challenge them. But you have your pistol out, so it's also not really the most ideal thing to do. So I'm kind of struggling to find out what he was exactly thinking going down there, because it was a pretty big pick for the likes of QConfirm. It allowed them to basically slowly go down into that blue area without having, a scare about potentially being flanked.
Well, that shield that you're seeing placed on the bed there, the reason that you'll place something in that particular position is that the attackers can't shoot through to where JJ might be placing the mirror, for example, over on Secret Stash, or if anyone wants to play around A-Bomb. Gives them that extra layer of security and not having to worry about anyone peeking them. Now that there are no two windows on the bedroom side, there's only one window, so not a lot to be challenged upon. And generally, you also see a middle reinforcement between the sides to help block another angle, but Guts aren't going to put that one there. Instead, they're going to make a lot of vertical holes, and if they want to be able to deny the plant from below, they've got a lot of options to do it. Unfortunately, QConfirm didn't do that, so maybe Guts can be a little bit better with that vertical control.
Maybe Guts can be indeed. They have opened up the hatch, so that's a start. Something we didn't really see in the QConfirm side. See a lot more shotguns to be used to make sure every single bit has been opened up. Also, these ankle holes to be created to deny a planter potentially if they do not have full control of that bedroom. It's going to be helping them out enormously. Like Cole, he's ready to open up into the construction wall. He's just waiting for maybe an EMP to come in and some pressure to be put down onto the office to deny potential, denial itself from, for example, Yura, who has put down all his bended wires though, so he's not going to be trying to contest it. It's all been put down onto Jacuzzi, onto the bathroom wall, and Funlex is going to be able to deal with that with just a single EP.
No bandit tricking coming out from Yura either, so that's an easy way to get the wall open. They've also opened the con wall, and there's a mirror staring straight back at them on Jacuzzi as well, and they expected that because they're going to be able to Habana it. Nothing to deny that, and they're going to have to give up that position in totality. And, oh no, look how far this is forcing all of the Guts gaming players back. If someone was on logistics hatch, they could drop down and get a multi-kill.
Just a single grenade coming out from the logistics hatch could have ended it all, but it do not have any grenades on the board right here in the likes of QConfirm, and because of that, they will all be stuck in that one corner. QConfirm, droning it all out. There's 75 seconds left. There's plenty of time to get your execute all nice and tidy. If you know where they are, if you know they're all in the same corner, all that you have to do is just single them out. Hold the angle, win the gunfights. Nothing more you have to do, but Yura instead will be doing that. Picking the first one up, starting things up against Producer Boom. That is going to be the Twitch removed. Likes of the attack, and with 50 seconds left, the response will now be given. The diffuser will be dropped by Funlex instantly as a response of himself, though, but he needs to be careful because these ankle holes are all here. What they don't seem to be knowing is that every single member of the likes of Guts Gaming are all in that vault or inside of office, so they can just go for a plant. There's nothing that stops them right here. All that Funlex has to do is just get in, just barely in the door, get that plant down, and there's nothing Lily can do to try and stop it. With 25 seconds left, they need to hurry now. They need to make it happen. And they better be aware of Lily's position, because otherwise that diffuser is going to be running deep inside of the gym area right there. And if that's the case, then we'll be dropping it for sure. And Funlex now moving in. We'll be doing exactly as I asked. Just plant in the doorway. That's all you have to do. The EMP will be taking down any form of information if it might be there. Spots out the lunchbox though and gets the kill as a result. And that means the timer will run out. Crazy Papillon will get a kill. And Guts Gaming somehow still manage to win the round.
We said he needed to get that plant off, and that's why they opened up all of those feed holes. Very good counter to a default plant. Of course, Guts Gaming, they win a pretty convincing round. I wasn't convinced when they moved all the way back and huddled themselves in office, and I thought, oh, that's not the play. That's not how you want to be going. And we spoke about both teams needing to be a little bit more aware of their vertical control. That wasn't happening here for Guts. We didn't see Guts go below and use the vertical holes they opened, so it seems a little bit pointless that they even opened it.
Just a single man of QConfirm, though, on one of the windows would have been able to stop this. Just on the master bedroom window, you would have seen the Wamai moving in. You could have killed him. Or, like, even you could have just jumped in to try and
The shield was in the way. No one destroyed the bed, the shield on the bed.
Okay.
So even if they did try and peek that laydown angle, it would have been pretty well impossible. The only player that was set there to be able to deal with him was the player that was being smoked out in con. So it was a great strategy from the defenders. It just meant that the time delay was the big issue.
Like, they could have planted at least like 30 seconds earlier. They wasted a lot of time right there trying to find out where the players were, and then they didn't even find out where the players were, right? So they used 30 seconds to basically end up with the same amount of information that they had before, and they weren't dealing on it quickly. And because of that, Guts Gaming were able to get their round. Otherwise, we would have been in a 5-3 QConfirm situation right now. And as the yokai comes out yet again, we see a Twitch being brought by Healthcare again, but no IQ to try and counter it. So these teams don't seem to be too worried about the yokais yet. And it might be because they're going down with plants in like the last couple of seconds anyway, and it's mostly Dragonflies that stop them instead of yokai drones that try and stall them out.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're completely aware of the fact that their time management is so poor that yokai drones don't even matter in the end anyway. So we'll see whether or not they clean that up. QConfirm now is hoping that they're able to take CCTV in the same fashion we've seen Guts take it. There's only mute jammers on the wall, so they should be able to get that wall open very quickly. No opportunity to bandit trick here, and they'll get this one for free.
And no one there to try and counter it off. The mute juggle, of course, is also a very hard trick to accomplish, and well, against the termite, you have little chance of actually pulling it off, and that's an open up mirror window. That is going to be hurting. The Twitch definitely doing some great work right here. Where's the second mirror actually deployed? So we can find out whether or not that one has been opened up as well. Into the bathroom to just in case someone opens up in jacuzzi. Doesn't seem to be the case, and Euro thus will decide to fall back. 1 minute 40 might be a bit early because often construction control is also on the agenda of the attackers.
Well, Crazy Papillon, he decides that he can be a fragger and a plant denial. He'll get one good shot from the secondary from JJ as well onto Healthcare. Not a very coordinated garage push here, and I even think there's a defender down in the bottom of Oil Pit. There is. They will trade onto JJ, but they want to get this Oil Pit kill, and if he goes up the stairs, Lily should get a free kill now.
Should indeed get a free kill. Really confused at what QConfirm was doing there. Like, Healthcare seemed to be struggling a bit trying to get outside of the garage, but so be it. 60 seconds left. We're counting down. Producer Boom is checking his drone, trying to find out if there's any information, but he doesn't seem to be spotting out the player in Oil Pit right there, and it might come back to haunt them. Because he keeps on checking it, but he doesn't spot him really. This leads me to the question, are they aware? In the meantime, Lacole's already going down with a plan, but will be taken down by a C4 of light. And right now we see Producer Boom going upstairs, but he isn't actually spotting out the player in Oil Pit right here, and that means the kill will come through. It's Guts Gaming to win yet another round. Just the droning of QConfirm seems to be haunting them right here. This should have been a player that gets spotted out as well, but they didn't, and they're just acting on little information, little to no information, and it's haunting them, Jess.
Yeah, I think there's a mishmash of problems here for QConfirm, and it's that they're not moving in coordinated. They're moving in, like you said, with very little intel, and when they do move in, they're not prepared for something going wrong with the information they've already got. So I don't think there's ability to adapt very quickly. And when they do hit problems, it just forces them into stalemates. It forces them into gunfights that are not in their favor. So for Guts at the moment, good comeback, good cool, calm collectedness that we're seeing from them. I want to see from QConfirm, however, something different, and that's why we're seeing the Finker, I think.
Locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
You're thinking about the Finker?
I'm thinking about the Finker. Love a good Finker. She's got grenades too. She's an absolute beast.
That's the good thing. It's just that when I'm playing with a Finker on my team, I'd rather not have her activate the adrenaline surge because, you know, I'm just not aware of it. I just always end up shooting feet as soon as that thing is activated. I didn't even know that. I mean, if I'm aware that it's going to be used, then I'm going to be able to respond to it. But if I'm mid gunfight and it gets used, it's like, nah. You know, it like completely messes you up.
Well, I mean, she's got the LMG as well. A lot of bullets.
That really helps with the adrenaline surge.
She's got 6 kills at the moment, just below Lycolis, who's fragging out. And I think overall, Guts have got a better position here on defense for the second half. If we get one more round, it'll push them into the possibility of overtime because we have overtime here in APAC North. But then that puts them on match point as well. So QConfirm need to pick themselves up here and speed it up.
Now, JJ is, of course, using that smoke, and not many people know it, but smoke actually interacts with Finker, as it does double the damage per tick if the adrenaline surge is active, due to the fact that apparently you're breathing in faster, so you get more toxins inside, but that's all the technical terms behind it. It's something you don't often see, but we saw, I believe, last week a multi try and push a smoke time and time again, and with the actual Finker boost to aid him, but instead of aiding, it got him killed like 2 or 3 times. So, I mean, it's something to keep in mind. When the smokes start popping, you don't want to be using your adrenaline surge, so most likely these surges should be used at the start or mid-round, and then when the actual final 30 seconds come in, you're not using them anymore, because otherwise your planter, he's going to be, well, simply messed up if he tries to go down and the smoke lands on top of it.
Well, they'll be able to impact trick that quite easily. That's going to be a pair of X-Kairos out of the hands of the attackers. They don't have too much else to work with, as they've only got 1 exothermic, 1 pair of X-Kairos left. They don't have the motor hatch open, but there's also no denial there for it. So this is going to be quite easy for QConfirm. Guts have made it awfully easy to get a lot of control, a lot of top floor, and a lot of breachability.
I mean, we saw that last time around as well, didn't we, Jess? When they were all falling back into secret stash, into office. In the end, that was also still around for Guts Gaming, so they have to keep that one in mind. Grenade will be tossed through, though. The light spotted it out just in time. Will not be receiving any bit of damage from that. And thus, QConfirm still do not really have the control that's needed to go for a plant on this side.
So much verticality being opened up as well. It's actually forcing out a lot of stress on the defenders. Smokes will rain out well before they're needed. They still have the mirrors up as well, so they can feel quite confident with that. But here we go. Here comes the pinch. Here comes the play. And oh my goodness, will any of the defenders get a single kill? Hello, Mirror. Hello?
What's happening there, dude? I was going to say, like, the smoke, he's doing the perfect thing, getting that smoke canister down, but Hajime will be able to respond on that, get a beautiful kill onto that smoke. With that, completely enables the rest of his team, but the Mirror just doesn't seem to be aware of what just happened there, and that's going to be putting us into 5-5, and it wouldn't be APAC if we aren't going to the full 12 rounds before we finally know who wins, or whether or not we go to overtime. And we're back at it here, as Gym Bedroom will be the next one, where we will see who will have that match point, that 1 match point to their name, before we might reach overtime or we end it all.
It was so perfect because I said they have so much control upstairs. Every hatch open, they've got so much breachability, verticality above the hallway. And as I said it, it's almost like it just spoke it into existence. They said, all right, boys, everything's open. Let's get into sight and let's just do our thing. They didn't even need to get the plant down. They had so many angles to their advantage. Most convincing round from QConfirm I've actually seen them do on attack in almost all of APAC North, which is a huge statement to make, but one of the most convincing by far.
And that's even them winning 7-0 last week.
Yep.
Which was pretty
that
convincing.
round there. Some of the best attacking rounds from QConfirm I've seen ever in this league.
This is like right timing as well. Able to pick up the kill as you see in the replay onto that smoke right before it detonates. Otherwise, it would have been the kill on him. Potentially a teammate if someone else went through Moto. I don't know what Mira was doing here. Lights doesn't seem to be aware of the guy shooting in from the right-hand side. But hey, it was a lost round anyway. 1-4, you're not going to be clutching that one out if your enemy does not make any single mistake. And talking about these, Guts cannot really afford themselves another mistake if they do not want to be going to overtime here. They need to win 2 in a row if they want to avoid that. As Lacolas, he's just waiting for an EP to come in a Funlax so they can open up on the construction wall, and you can already see what the importance is right here. They want to push from construction this time. Don't want to be going around and be forced to go into gym again. So they'll open this up. They'll set themselves up exactly for that.
Everything as per usual here for QConfirm on this particular site. Get con wall open and then focus on jacuzzi wall, but they're going to have another mirror staring right at them. So I hope they have Hajime ready to be able to Excaro that very quickly, because they've been able to do this so fast. And if you're wondering why he's pulling that off the wall on and off, they want to see if anyone's there bandit tricking, but no one's there, so they'll get that wall for free yet again. And if I'm Guts right now, I'm worried because QConfirm's getting a lot of map control very quickly, and it's not even been half of the round. Well, I'm not sure if you're still there, Hap. I can't hear you personally.
Wasn't
Whether
here.
you just
Somehow my mic muted. I was actually saying I like the adaptation that you're a maid right here, playing on the mirror window instead of the mirror itself, having a bandit charge available as he runs out, gets a kill. So this crazy Papillon. So Guts is definitely stepping it up right here for these last 60 seconds. Right now, you confirm they are 2 men down. They open up what they need to open up, but it doesn't seem to be helping them as of yet. Because yet again, gym bedroom seems to be the place where they might be struggling most. So JJ going for an aggressive jump out here. Will be shut down by Producer Boom. Bringing it back towards somewhat even. But with 40 seconds left, we need to make a move. Lacola's trying to challenge out here on that window, but it's the Bandits actually peeking quite aggressively. Using the mirror window to its advantage, dealing a lot of damage to Lacolas right there. Tosses into C4, but will not be able to get the kill. Lacolas jumps in, but the refrag is there. Lacolas was actually responding perfectly fine. Gets another kill. Producer Boom. Suddenly QConfirm already here. It's a 2-on-3. This shouldn't have gone the way it did, but it did anyway. This crazy Papillon and like to try and solve this all. SMG11 will not be able to find any kills. The planter has gone down. 40 seconds only up to crazy Papillon now, and he will be taken down beautifully. QConfirm, even though they were 2 men down, are going to be able to pinch it all together here. They will get that round in, and with that, put themselves onto match point.
Another really good round. Obviously, not being able to open up that mirror and bathroom was the big stall out there. They were very aware of it. Producer Boom said, no problems, let me rotate to make sure that main stairs are clear. For the most part, he was able to even get a jump out kill. Really well done. And as a result, they could get the plant off in gym. And why make the vertical holes if you're not going to use them? None of the QConfirm players are going downstairs. You are wasting your time. You're wasting your shotgun pellets opening it. I have no idea why you bother making them at all, and that's very critical of me, but these are tier 1 players. So I'm absolutely going to criticize them if you make vertical holes and you don't ever intend to use them, or if you have the opportunity to use them, you just don't even bother. So I don't understand. Gym is not a strong site for Guts, and I don't want to see them continuing those mistakes.
I just want to highlight the fact that, like Collis, he just ran through, knew that there was no way that he could challenge it properly, so he had to just go for it. And at the moment the C4 was being ripped out, there was no better way to do it at that moment. He ran through. Bennett was sure he could have gotten the kill with the C4, but did not, and instantly re-peeks after when the explosion's gone to get the kill, secure that one. And with that, eventually the round. I think that one, like, battle between the Bandit and the Termite, that was round deciding in the end. And it favored QConfirm this time. One more round. We either go to overtime, we see QConfirm win, and if they do, they're setting themselves up nicely for a good position in the second phase.
Well, now we see JJ on the Vigil. They wanted to change something up. I don't know if that's because they want to implement a roam with JJ or whether or not he's just hoping to hide out in specific angles and positions that would otherwise exploit the bad droning that QConfirm has shown they are hosting. And well, overall, CC is Guts Gaming's best chance here, and no reinforcements on the garage wall either. So interesting decision.
They have been used on the actual jacuzzi, I believe, as Lycola's not going to be able to get his exothermic down as of yet due to the mute gemma being out there. Phoenix will make some quick work with that, tossing in that one EMP. Drone right after it. Detonation should be coming through. No, they're first checking if someone's actually tricking with the drones.
Bomb located by
Won't be able to find a single one, so surely Lycola's will be opening up right now. Why is it stuck here so long? Are they going to rush it?
They're gonna
must be a
rush.
rush. It must be a rush. They droned it out so perfectly well indeed. They're going through. Crazy Papillon will be able to pick up 2 kills. Lycola's will be able to pick up 1 as well. And suddenly it's a 2-on-3 situation. Guts Gaming managed to clutch it out just a little bit back, but Lycola's with a beautiful headshot to bring it back into even numbers. It's up to 2 players right now, both in construction, are not going to be able to move through. The plan will go down, meaning 45 seconds left on the clock. C4 will be tossed out, but will be finding no joy, as Lycolas will find themselves onto the plateau right now to hold the perfect angle. Healthcare as well, repelled up, as Zero will be able to get the first kill, but they're unaware of the second position. Healthcare will get that one. Is Zero going to be able to land the headshot right here onto Healthcare, or will he be super patient? He decides to go for a run out. This is the only way he can really do it, but he's detected though as they go off. Is there a plant below? Yes, there is, but he repels back up again. Yura goes for this defuse. Is there a drone available? As he goes for the aggressive big, Healthcare will get that kill, and a beautiful rush to end it all off. QConfirm are going to be able to win this matchup and put Guts underneath them.
The great thing for QConfirm there was they changed their pace exponentially in that round. They were quite slow, they were quite methodical in almost every other attacking round, and then to cap it off, almost a BM in sorts to going, all right, we're going to change the pace from one end to the other and just zoom on in and plant. Both the garage walls were reinforced. That's what allowed them to get that plant off behind the bomb without being challenged from those rafters. So good read into the situation. QConfirm showing us that their attacks are far more coordinated than they gave them a lot of credit for.
Definitely QConfirm able to step it up in the second half of that second half, so in like the fourth quarter really. As the training was a bit meh at the start, but they managed to make up for it with their good decision making in the end. So let's throw it over to the analysts and see what they have to say about this.
Thank you so much, Stan. Yes, we